But
And
Frank got the chance to get a decision because Tank gave away rounds a little bit, and he looked for he looked for his big shots. But
I know you fought Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like replay that experience for me. Like you coming out of it. What was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time.
I don't really know. I'm leaning towards Tank though for the win.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great fight. Both skillful guys. I'm leaning towards Tank.
Bring you in. Only because I know for like the longest Tank has had an issue with fight hype, with me. I like, bro.
But if Frank got the chance to get a decision because T gave away rounds a little bit, and he looked for his big shots. But Curmel Moton has paid Von Davis back for his disrespect to Floyd Mayweather and has left him to support Frank Martin ahead of their fight him. I know you Tank early on. What was that experience? Like replay that experience for me, like you coming out of it. What was your thought? Yeah, I was nervous. At first I think I was 15 at the time. He wasn't only foreseeing a close win for Frank Martin, but he predicted a merciless and brutal beating of Von Davis. Finally, Gervonta Davis has gotten to a point where Floyd Mayweather and all of his allies are going against him in a fight. I don't really know. I'm lean towards Tank, though, for the win. Yeah. It's going to be a great fight. Both skillful guys. I'm leaning towards Tank. Well, if you believe Tank Davis caused all of this, you're probably right, as the latest to turn his back against Gervonta Davis is 17-year-old Curmel Moton, who shares a similar path with Gervonta Davis and has been dubbed the next Floyd Mayweather, has no other reason than the fact that Von Davis disrespect his own mentor Floyd Mayweather. Shockingly, that wasn't all. It was way more complicated than the feud between Floyd Mayweather and Von Davis. The altercation between Floyd Mayweather and Von Tank Davis got intense after the boxing legend shared a video on social media. Criticizing young boxers of this generation, Floyd Mayweather questioned the focus of these boxers and how their passion is more about the money than boxing love to bring you baby only because I know for like the longest Tank has had an issue with fight height with me. I like pull him and hold on the athlete. Argued that they're only looking at the finished product of who he is as inspiration, not the work he put in to get there. A lot of times what these fighters are looking at, they're looking at Floyd with the cars. They're looking at Floyd being flashy. Mayweather expressed, man, listen, I made so many sacrifices. You all are looking at the end results. And when I was champion having hundreds of millions in the bank, I still was on my grind. In that gym, you all are worried about your outfits, how your boots look, worried about the wrong things. A lot of you fighters are living check to check. How do I do it? You got to do it. And I don't know if he's still on here. Hold on, I got to find him. He might have bounced, Tank. Be like Tank. Be bouncing, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's okay, Davis. However, took his words as subliminals aimed at him. And in responded, Von went to Instagram to rip into his former mentor. He asserted that Mayweather shouldn't be worried about him and should be focused on escaping an alleged hostage situation in Dubai. He reposted Floyd's rant and began his brief attack. Guy says all this nonsense, but he's in Dubai and can't leave because he's been taking Guy's money and not doing what they paid him to do. The guy is a freaking hater, Davis typed in response. Floyd then shot back on Friday, April 26. The very next day, after his initial video, the acclaimed boxer posted several videos, alleging that the boxer had a little sugar in his tank. The videos found Gervonta dancing on TikTok and Instagram to Lil Uzi Vert's I Just Wanna Rock and Drake's Thank Me Now. This led to some more back and forth between the boxing legend and his former protege Tank Davis. Then took law into his hands after Floyd Mayweather released a nasty dancing video of Gervonta Davis, with Tank Davis issuing a threat to physically confront his former mentor, indicating a desire to knock Mayweather out upon their next encounter. Things actually took a turn for the worse after Davis threatened to knock out his former mentor. Now I go around and knock Floyd out when I see him. And I'll care about going back to jail, Davis wrote on X in reference to the 90-day jail sentence he received after violating the terms of his home detention for a Hytandron crash in November 2020. He's such a fool he doesn't allow his security to carry guns. In fact, after a press conference to promote his fight against Frank Martin, Davis responded, me and Floyd, a beatdown. Davis responded, while it is highly unlikely that Mayweather and Davis will face each other given their significant age difference. And however, the disrespect wasn't only at Floyd Mayweather, as Devon Davis had also fired shots at Curmel Moton and had stopped him from getting a fight at what would have been the biggest night of his growing career. But before we got there, Curmel Moton fired back and predicted a win for Frank Martin instead, even when he initially inclined towards Gervonta Davis. Was it like when you spar him? I know you sparred Tank early on. What was that experience? Like replay that experience for me, like you coming out of it. What was your thought? Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparked, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like he was using the speed on me. Like we was both like going speed for speed. And it was great. He was asked in a virtual interview about the fight this weekend between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin. He responded, "It's going to be a great fight. Both are skillful guys. I'm leaning towards Tank, only because Frank Martin didn't really have the experience like boxing when he was young. And I feel like that's really important, like with boxers that experience, that's like the most important thing." He further explained you could be boxing, like if somebody started boxing when he was 6, and they only boxed for 4 years. Somebody started at 17, and they boxed for years. The dude that boxed when he was younger is going to be better, because it's just like you, when you're young, he then claims. So I feel like Tank is going to, I don't know if he'll knock Frank out. Frank is a dog. I don't know both of the guys, they're not just going to go out like that. So I feel like if it does end early, it'll be in Tank's favor. But Frank has the chance to get the decision because Tank gives away rounds a little bit. He looks for his big shots. I don't really know. I'm leaning towards Tank for the win experience like boxing when he was young. And I feel like that's real important, like what a boxer's. That's like that experience, that's like the most important. Even like you could be boxing like somebody if they started it when they was 6. And finally, Frank Martin hinted once more how he would have loved to be in the undercard of this weekend's fight. However, he was denied the opportunity by Gervonta Tank Davis. Yes, that's a huge card. I love to be a part of it. I'd love to be a part of all the big pay-per-view cards. However, it's absolutely sure will not fight on the Devon Davis versus is Frank Martin undercard, the June 15th event at the MGM Grand Arena, co-headlined by David Benovitz. And Alexander Jik's lightweight clash is the year's second PBC Amazon Prime feature. Moton incidentally fought his 3rd professional bout on March 30th, the inaugural show under the newly established partnership between Al Heyman's promotions and the paid subscription giant. All of these came up after Curmel Moton shared a collage of pictures with his fans and followers featuring him and Floyd Mayweather training at the music gym. Another shot showed the undefeated former world champion assisting Moton in putting on his gloves. Curmel Moton seemed clearly elated by the support and guidance he has been receiving from one of boxing's greatest. He wrote best team in boxing. But soon he received a response from John Davis, now Abdul Wade, as the World Boxing Association lightweight champion, said Yo Idiot won't be on the June 15th card either. Typically, many would question why he would have said that music. Well, it seemed Kel Moton shared some information regarding his next fight. Unfortunately, I will not be fighting next weekend on the 4th. I appreciate all of your support. Accept me back in June. I promised to put on a show, said Moton. Evidently, Curmel Moton was hinting at featuring in the June 15th Von Davis, now Abdul Wade Frank Martin undercard. Sadly, the reasons for this not happening remain unclear. But the young prodigy's response to a user who insinuated whether Von Davis caused the exit resulted in a scathing response from the lightweight champion. So why should it perturb Tank so much? The general perception seems that it might have happened because of Moton's close proximity to mentor and guide Floyd Mayweather. Jr. didn't believe. But then when it happened, they believed. Then all the jealousy came. So I'm proud of you. And I'm pretty sure they got a few questions for you. Come on. Up, okay, the lightweight champion and the money are currently engaged in a much-publicized online spat. Von Davis firing back at Curmel Moton. Today, wrote Michael Benson, the screen grab shows a sequence of conversations. So responding to a tweet that displayed the entire card of the Danta Davis and David Benavid's twin main event, a user commented, "Bro Tank really kicked out the Moton of the card." Curmel Moton replied that he had another show in hand. B would share the details sometime later. I'm lean towards Tank, only because Frank, he didn't really have the U experience like boxing when he was young. And I feel like that's real important, like with the boxers. That's like that experience. That's hence he asked everyone to watch this space for more. But soon a response from Gervonta Davis appeared. Next time, be a man of your own little clown dumbhead guy. Don't forget the reason why you are throwing up that ape stuff, said the Baltimorean. Unbelievable performance. I'm proud of him. We got Carol, we got a lot of we got some more young fighters up and coming. But tonight was his night. And then it's going to.